everybody and welcome back. In this tutorial we will talk about client-side script and how to debug it in the browser. Okay, so if you are looking for a server-side user event scripts to debug, I have another video for that. I will post it in my description. It's going to be a different tool than what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're gonna cover is we're gonna basically go over the client-side script quickly, then we're gonna take a look at the code, we'll test it, debug, and figure it out what are the shortcuts and how to get to the window debugger. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at our code. So what I have basically here is very simple code, client script, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna just validate one record, an employee record on save. So once a user clicks save on the employee record, it will validate to see that one of the fields, if it's equal to a certain value, it will pop up an error saying you need to fix it, and if it's something else, then it will basically let the customer save. So this should be enough for us to go through and show the example. So once you have that code, I'm not gonna show you how to upload. If you do not know, please take a look at my other videos. Again, once you everything uploaded inside of NetSuite and you deploy it on an employee record, we will get started. So once you're inside the NetSuite, let's go and open up employee record. So let's open up pretty much any employee record, and let's click on edit. Now nothing is going on, right? So now our script is not really populating, running at this point. So as soon as you click save, that's what's gonna happen. So before we do that, let's say you know there's an error, something's going on, you're not sure. What you're gonna do is you're gonna press function F12, and that's gonna open up your window here. And so once it opens up a window, there's going to be different options here, and this is what we're going to talk about. So this is actually on the client side, so the scripts that are running on the browser. So everything that NetSuite has, everything else that the browser have, so this is everything, it's not on the server. So this is what is actually deployed and running on the client side, the user at that computer and that browser. This is what takes and basically goes over on this side, not on the server side. Okay, so if I click, so there's one right here that is job title 1. So if I click on save, this is gonna produce an error right there. 1 is not a valid job title. This is actually what our script does. It's telling us this, and then we click OK, it gives us back. And then, you know, we need to kind of fix this before we do this. So if we put something else in here, it will let us save. So if we put 2, click save. Now, how do we know where to find our script here? And if there is an error here? So, well, there are 2 different ways to do it. One easiest way to do, and this is the one that I recommend, is back in your code. When you want to troubleshoot and when you want your script to pause and to look at it, because what happens is that it runs through all the scripts that the server side has, and then it passes your script as well and keeps going. So what we need to do is we need to stop it. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna write word debugger here with the colon. And then once you have that, this is what's gonna do. It's actually gonna pause it in there. And let you be able to look at the code live as it happens. So now let's upload our change. Once you make the change in your script and you upload to NetSuite, what you want to do is go back to your record and click on edit again. And what we need to do is, before we do anything, what we do is we need to click function F5. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna actually use the current version, and just in case NetSuite sometimes like to use cookies, And once you do that, it will refresh the page and to make sure that it actually will pull the correct script. Now, once you're in here, and then let's do this, okay, 2, I know it's gonna work, so let's do the 1 and have our script visible. So let's click save, boom. See right here, on this side right there, you can kind of see our code, and it stops at the debugger, okay? And what happens here is it pauses it, and now you can investigate and see what it is. Opens up right here on the top right, you will be able to use this kind of stepping over and stepping into and kind of walking with the code. And now you can use one by one and kind of go in and do your testing. Over here under the scope and local, this is where you're gonna spend most of your time, because what it's gonna do is actually gonna give you all of your variables in here that you create, along with the ones that your record comes in. So context right here is the script context. That's what NetSuite passes on a record. So if you open this up, you will be able to see current record. And this is what, once you open it up, all these functions, everything that's available, everything that you will ever need pretty much is living right here in this category, okay? So now that you are here, what you can do is you can step in and kind of go through this code. Now, you can also do over here in your code, as you can see, this is our code that we loaded, just our code, not all the code that NetSuite has. You can click right here on the left side, and this will kind of give you another pause. So once you run it through right here, run it, it will actually leave that debugger, go through and stop at the next breaker. And now what you can do is you can actually see your employee and everything else that you have. So employee title is still not visible because we haven't run it yet. So if you go one more step right there and see, this is what happens. If you have to happen this, what happens here is when you run it, it actually will go into NetSuite other scripts that all the browser and everything else is doing. So now we actually lost our script, okay? So now we lost our script, and now it went off on going somewhere else, handling the functions that everything else is doing. So now we gotta go back to that. So the best way I find it to be useful is to go and click on step over the next function, and that kind of helps you go through your code and not to go back into NetSuite details. So once you go through, you will see that right now I'm on this line right before amp title. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And so what you're gonna do here is, as soon as we press this, see that employee title changes to 1. And so this is kind of what is very helpful. As you step in through your code, it will give you live update on what your variables are. You can also add them to watch over here. Right now there is no watch. So what you can do is you can right click on it and add property path to watch. And what it's gonna do is actually gonna bring that variable on top, and it's actually gonna leave it there for a while. I'm not sure, but if you how long it's gonna, but if you leave right now and then come back to this again, it will actually keep that in there. I haven't used that much, but it can be very helpful if you have a lot of scripts in there. So that's pretty much it. And so you can just basically watch all your local scope here, and what currently, and this is how you interact between the user and the script itself. Now, again, as a reminder, this only works for a client-side script and not server-side script. Also, if you look at the console here, there is nothing, I'm not outputting anything on the console here, but there is another way to do that as well, and I will have another video on that as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time, and keep on suiting.